Welcome to What Do You Think of This? We are revisiting the best things from our past to let you know whether they're the best thing for your future. I'm Jeff Abiad, and this is Josue Escobar.
Heck yeah.
Hello, Josue.
What's up, Jeff?
How you feeling today?
I'm good.
When you say good, what do you mean by that? Wait, I want to say first, before you get into this story, that today we're talking about Roger Rabbit.
We are.
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Who did frame Roger Rabbit?
That's what everybody came for. I'm excited to talk about how shocked my children were by this film. But first,
We do, yeah. In honor of all the injuries that should take place in this movie but don't, because we are talking about cartoons getting hurt.
Who can't get injured.
Except for humans.
Uh-huh.
I do have a old man injury story to tell everybody.
Good show, old man.
My foot.
Oh my God. If you're watching on video, Josue is wearing a boot. Be careful.
My foot.
What happened?
Bro. So, on Sunday... After church.
Day of rest.
Day of rest. We had baptisms on Sunday, and it was great.
Oh, that's right. Did you go in the tank?
I did, actually. I did go in the tank with one of my volunteers.
I saw a highlight reel. I was looking for you, but I didn't see if you were on it.
And it was a good time. Everything went swell. Nothing happened then. It was after church. We went to lunch with a few people, and I had forgotten my wallet. I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot my wallet in my car. Let me run back and grab it real quick.
Too old for that.
Too old? I guess apparently I'm too old for that. It wasn't
a light jog to the motor vehicle.
It wasn't even I misstepped on a curb. It was I jumped over to the curb. I was already on the sidewalk, going down the sidewalk, and I just misstepped, rolled my ankle, and I didn't fall or anything because I caught myself, right? But as I was like catching myself to not fall, because I just rolled it, like I've rolled my ankle many, many times. I just heard what sounded like,
oh no,
like coming from my foot.
Great.
That didn't sound right. I got the wallet, walked right back to the restaurant.
You walked fine,
and it was painful.
Okay,
I was starting to, I was limped immediately. And I fractured my fifth metatarsal, which is basically the bone that your pinky toe is connected to, like the upper, closer to the where your ankle, the base of your ankle.
I don't really pay that much attention to the bones in my feet. I guess it's along that side, and you rolled it and then just snap.
Well, yeah. So the doctor was telling me that.
Wait, did you go back in and eat lunch?
I did.
Okay.
It took like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I had the shrimp and grits at Coastal Flats, which are amazing, by the way. Coastal Flats, if you want to sponsor.
Maybe have more accessible curb spaces.
So we have a tendon that's connected to the bottom of our foot, right? On alongside of that, the outside of our foot.
Yep.
And when you roll it, your tendon, tries to keep everything stable. So when you stretch it, it pulls back on that bone, and that's how it snapped. It's the most common break that happens for any of you out there that rolls your ankle. Having to roll your ankle, yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That stinks.
Thing. Yeah, I totally thought, okay, I'll walk it off. It'll go away. I've done this before, but it felt different, and I was in denial of the pop that I heard.
Yeah. I imagined it. Nothing. It was probably my shoe.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was my shoe. I thought I kicked something, whatever. But it was a pretty audible snap.
If it makes you feel any better, a week or two ago, my daughter was complaining that my youngest son broke her toe. She's like, he did this to me. As we unpacked the scenario, she kicked him in the shin and then really hurt her toe. And she had to limp for like 2 or 3 days. And she kept complaining about how he hurt her toe. And I'm like, you brought this on yourself.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's your fault.
You kicked his little leg.
I wish
and
I
didn't
had,
expect it.
Yeah, I wish I had somebody to blame for it. But no, it was just me.
That's how it goes with these injuries.
So crazy.
If only to be like Roger Rabbit, as many times you get hit in the head.
I know. Smash a plate on my head.
No pain. No pain. No pain.
Not get hurt.
I can't wait to talk about this movie because I have, in the course of the amount of conversations that I've had about this, just telling people we're going to watch it and stuff, everybody has some memory of it. It seems like it's weird how much this movie hit in culture.
Yeah, and it really didn't. I think they tried to make another movie of it or cartoon, but it didn't. It wasn't like the movie. They captured like something about this movie, and they couldn't replicate it.
I can't believe it happened. So should we hit the intro?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of those movies that I think everybody sees a little earlier than they're supposed to because it's animated and it has all these fun characters and there's even that scene with Mickey Mouse. But what a classic. What a classic 90s movie to have seen one day and find so weird but so enchanting at the same time that you just have to watch it over and over. I mean, it has everything that a kid wants. You want to be like a little scared by the creepy judge guy, and you want to have this character, Roger, who's just like illogically zany, and the detective kind of mystery of it all, of what's happening. It's great. I think it holds up, and I'm going to have to watch it again sometime soon.
When did you first see this movie?
Oh my gosh. It must have been, I think maybe in our vacation house in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I say vacation house like it's a big thing, but anyway, it was a small house in West Virginia. When I was a kid, probably it was probably VHS.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably when we saw it.
I remember my cousin owned this, and we would occasionally go he's like same age as me, to his house, watch movies. So it was one of the VHS on his shelf. And I remember seeing a lot of movies at his house, and this one stands out as one I definitely remember.
Yeah.
Like this movie makes an impression. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, And then, I was less than 10, and I feel like I saw it a few times.
Yeah.
Not a ton, but that was it. Because then we moved, and I don't know if I've seen it since then.
Yeah. I mean, so real quick question. Was this movie before or after Robin Hood? I mean, not Robin Hood. Hook.
Before.
It was before.
Came out in 1988. Yeah.
That's funny. The only reason why I ask is because I know Smee,
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins is the star, but I guess they did such a good job in Robin Hood that I didn't
Hook.
in Hook. Sorry, I keep saying Robin Hood in Hook that I didn't know.
Me either.
Even as a kid, I didn't.
Until Jess mentioned it, I don't think I ever put together that it was the same guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Bob Hoskins is in it. I'm like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden,
Having trouble with the missus. Could you imagine? I mean,
he was having some trouble.
Yeah, he plays such a different character.
Yeah, I mean, actor.
And the accent he had in Hook, I would have totally thought he was English.
Had
or
like
whatever.
a Cockney accent.
Yeah. This movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It came out in 1988.
Yeah.
It is a quick 104 minutes, directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis. Yeah, I was gonna say, he is probably. I want to say he's up there. He's one of my favorite directors because he's done a lot of movies that I love.
I mean, I was thinking about that too because his name, the first thing that comes up for me is Back to the Future. And I saw his name and I thought, wait, am I thinking this wrong? Nope, it is. And Alan Silvestri, who does the music on this, also did the music for Back to the Future. So there were some moments where there would be like a little strings or
and it reminds you.
Oh, yeah. It felt, and of course, Christopher, I was going to say Christopher Lee.
Oh, Lloyd.
Lloyd, thank you. Christopher Lloyd is in this and was in both.
Which is funny because I think as a director, we know this now too. Like a lot of directors will like to work with the similar or the same actors.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why he used Christopher Lloyd.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about this movie. The budget for it at the time was around $50 million. Some sources say $70 million. But at the time, it had the highest production budget of any film made up to that point.
What is that in inflation today?
A lot. I didn't write that number in particular, but from the 80s.
Yeah.
And the box office gross was about $351 million worldwide. So it made some money in the box office.
That's crazy.
And I didn't even see it in the theater.
And it's so what was I think I don't know if I mentioned this in the mini-sode or not, but it's the first movie to ever incorporate not animation the first time, but 3D animation or moving camera animation.
But it's still like hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
I was trying to emphasize that in our room. I'm like, guys, this is not CGI.
Yeah, this is hand-drawn with physical movement of the camera around the character.
Uh-huh.
And the cartoon keeps up.
It's very impressive if you think about it.
Oh my gosh.
But for it to come together around this movie, I don't know how that decision was made, but it was very impressive to think that it happened, and this is the shape that it took.
Well, is there another movie that has this type of like? Okay, we can talk about synopsis a little bit, but like that incorporates. I mean, there's not that many. Was this what made like Space Jam and everything get the idea for this?
This is the first one I remember seeing.
Yeah, it must have been the first to do this because I think, you've got a couple of other movies that followed that tried to do it.
Yeah. To, I guess, varying levels of success. I should have looked it up. I can't even think of other ones besides Space Jam because we just watched that.
Yeah, true.
But in a kid's mind, too, the idea, and we talked about this already with Space Jam, of taking something like that's like magical or animated and then just bringing it to life was like...
And with characters that didn't already have fame.
Yeah.
Because they could have done Bugs Bunny and Bob Hoskins or Bugs Bunny and, let's say, I don't know, put in a famous actor of that time there. But I think Roger Rabbit was an original character for this movie.
I don't know.
And it kept going because I don't remember Roger Rabbit anywhere being in Looney Tunes or in Disney.
This is what I know him from.
And Bob Hoskins, I'm not sure if he was an A-lister then or, before this,
And Jessica Rabbit definitely wasn't a thing.
And Jessica Rabbit wasn't a thing. And then they never used her again for anything else, did they?
I have no idea other than cameos.
I know they did, cameos, and I know they tried to do another movie or whatever or a TV show, and it didn't really go, do well.
I can't believe that this got made. Like, this movie was so like...
Well, it's very adult.
Yeah. And as a kid, I remember watching it, and there are some like adult themes that sort of stand out to you as a kid. You go like, oh, like honestly, my kids were shocked. Like, Ephraim's like, what's happening?
I think we need to go through a little bit of a synopsis here on this.
Okay. Before you do, let's just do a really quick plot summary because I have a game I want to play up front, But essentially, Bob Hoskins is this washed up detective.
PI. He's a private investigator.
Yeah. Who has a tragic backstory, and he now, because of that he lives, this world is a hybrid where there exists a Toon Town and toons and real people kind of intermingle.
So basically, the world of LA and movie stars and the, studio, like, all of the business of making movies and stuff like that. Just imagine that, but with cartoons as well.
Yeah. All the cartoons that you see are actually playing a role. They're like real life actors that are like normal people, but cartoons.
Like the opening act is, a cartoon, Roger Rabbit and, baby Huey. And baby Huey's mom leaves and goes, Roger Rabbit, you're responsible to take care of the baby until I come back.
It's like it's an animated movie.
It starts off like an animated thing. The baby is going after some cookies and chaos ensues. He gets, hit by knives, smashes around the kitchen.
The baby doesn't get hurt.
The baby doesn't get hurt.
That's the joke. It's like we were talking about with whatever it was the other week.
Like Mindy and like Toodle. Is it Toodles?
I can't remember every time you ask them. Like, I don't know, Tiny Toons.
And so all this stuff happens. The refrigerator smashes Roger Rabbit on the head, and then they go cut. Because he like messed up he didn't mess up his lines, but when he gets smashed in the head, instead of seeing stars, there's Tweety birds. It's supposed to be stars. He's like, we got to redo this cut and let's go back to the top and refill whatever. And then the baby's like, I can't do. The baby has a male's voice, a deep voice. And he's like, I can't do this anymore. And whatever. And it's like, oh, this is what it would be like if you saw like your movie star making a movie and he's all, you see him as this like angel on TV, but then in real life he's terrible.
That baby is the worst.
Yeah.
So I think it did that was what made this movie so effective, because it grabbed my kids at the start, and Lou, she's like, oh, I thought this whole movie was just going to be like this.
Yeah.
Like the animated cartoon. And so it gets you in as like this fake cartoon, which is ridiculous. Everyone was like, this is like Final Destination, but animated. I thought that was a great comment.
Yeah, that's really
and
great.
then it pans out into the real world, and that's the part that kind of breaks your brain, and you go, wow, the whole movie's going to be like this? Like, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's all, okay, so without getting too much into the plot, it's all about him kind of investigating this kind of corruption that's going on behind the scenes with the Toons, and trying to find out what happened with Roger Rabbit. Is he responsible for a murder that takes place?
Yep, exactly. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Roger Rabbit is a Toon star that's worried that his wife is not being faithful, and they're framing him because, like, oh, if he saw his wife not being faithful, then he must, in a jealous rage, killed somebody, and now it's like, oh, but the plot thickens because they killed this person for, the property, for taking control of and owning Toon Town. But why would they want to do that? Dum dum dum. Chaos ensues, and he is a down and out kind of depressed alcoholic PI now and he doesn't like Toons because his brother was killed by a cartoon. And
they set up that backstory. They just sort of drop it on you, but I think it's intentionally a little ham-fisted because it's set up in this noir theme. He's in the bar and he walks out, and Dolores is like, his brother was killed by a Toon, and those three guys like turn their heads. They're all like,
they dropped the piano on his head.
It's so ridiculous.
It's like, it's serious, but it's just like a Toon to drop a piano on his head.
It's
like, ooh, that's funny. I want to laugh, but it's also sad.
Yeah, and this movie keeps riding that line of like when he's first sitting in that, like, what's it called, the Ink and Something Club.
Yeah.
And he's watching the chaos on stage with the two ducks,
the Donald Duck and
Daffy
Duck.
And Donald Duck pulls out the cannon to shoot him, and Bob Hoskins' character Eddie Valiant is like legitimately like concerned.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Because it's like the concern only goes one way. Because really, if you lived with Toons, they can't get injured, right?
Yeah.
And they can do all the insane stuff they want. Like Roger Rabbit comes into his life and just destroys his office or whatever he does.
Yeah.
But that has real life implications on the humans.
That's right, because the human cannot take a hit by a piano, folks.
Or a safe.
Or a safe. Yeah, we saw this.
So yeah.
Oh, that was brutal. He walks into the room and
the chalk outline.
The chalk outline.
With the head right under the corner of the safe. I was wondering how they got the head out of there. Okay.
So funny.
So I want to play a quick little game before it will kind of get us into really the details of the plot here. And this game I'm going to call Toon Town Roll Call, or Who Spotted Roger's Cameos.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is how it's going to go.
Roger's cameos. The movie's cameos, you mean?
Yeah.
Or like Roger Rabbit in cameos and other stuff.
No. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to give you 3 clues, and each clue is going to reveal an animated character that is in this movie.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So you just have to tell me. The clues will go from hard to easy, and then just see if you can guess the character, and then a bonus point if you can guess tell me about the scene.
Okay.
So here we go, in order, and you guys can play along at home. Let us know in the comments what your score is.
Come on, guys.
Clue number 1. This Toon is voiced by Disney legend Wayne Allwyn during his 30-year run. He voiced this character for 30 years. It's a hard clue. Clue number 2. Shares a once-in-history screen moment with his rival studio's Top Rabbit.
Oh.
Perfectly equal lines and time.
Mickey Mouse.
Very good. Very good, Mickey Mouse.
The scene is when he goes into Toon Town because he's chasing the what he knows now.
Eddie Valiant does, yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Valiant chases the bad guy. Actually, he thinks it's Roger's wife who's the bad guy.
I remembered it once it happened, but it still surprised me this time.
Yeah. And it turns out it wasn't her, but he walks out of a door on a skyscraper, and the door leads to the outside.
Yeah.
And he falls.
Just a long, what floor was it? I don't know. He's way up above the clouds.
Yeah. And as he's falling, you got Mickey Mouse and
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny also falling, but they have parachutes on. He's like,
Goggles.
And goggles. Like, you're jumping without a parachute? And he's like, any of you guys have a spare?
Have a spare, yeah.
And he's like, oh boy, I know, but Roger does. I mean, Bugs does. And he's like, you sure you want the spare? He's like, yeah, give me the spare. Give it to me. And he gives him the spare. He opens it up, and it's a spare tire.
Yeah, of course.
And
I'm such a, what does he say, a sucker? I'm such a, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like something a Toon would do, but again, having real implications. I did like the like animated bits that they kind of inserted, and we can talk about Gags a little bit later, but even when he walks out and he falls and his hat, and he grabs his hat like a Toon would. He's like, "Whoa," and then he falls. That was kind of fun.
That is, yeah. The animation, they animated him for that, which is funny.
Yeah. The crossover was really good. Okay, good job. 1 point. Question number 2, or Toon number 2. They don't walk on screen, you read them.
They don't walk on screen, you read them. Mm-hmm. Goofy?
Nope. Good guess. Clue number 2. If you do see them, they're typically wearing red, blue, and green.
Oh my gosh. Daffy Duck's nephews?
Not Daffy.
Or Donald Ducks?
Yeah.
Donald Ducks, yeah.
Yeah,
Nephews.
their names start with H, D, and L.
Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yes.
Yep.
I've never heard them said in that order. Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I've never heard anybody say Huey, Louie, Dewey in my life.
Huey, Louie, and Dewey? Huey, Dewey, and Louie? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just, I don't know.
Which way is it supposed to be said?
How do you say it, folks?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Can you tell me where they appear in the movie or referenced?
The newspaper.
Yeah. What is that thing? That thing from the ancient past.
See,
the paper with
used
news
to get
on
the
it.
news from somebody who walked up to your house or threw a wad of paper. You picked it up and then you would just like look in this gray black paper that left residue on you for the news of the day prior.
The only reason I wanted it was for the effect it had on Silly Putty.
What?
Silly Putty, remember? You know Silly Putty?
I know Silly Putty, but what did you do with
newspaper?
newspaper?
You could take Silly Putty, smash it onto the newspaper, pull it up, and it would have like a carbon copy reflection of the ink.
Oh, that I never did that. But that's
yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, so they were in the newspaper. They were a previous crime that Eddie Valiant and his brother, whose name I don't remember, had
Theodore.
solved. Teddy and Eddie. That's right.
Yep.
Had solved before he had passed.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, very good.
Because prior to this, they exclusively worked with Toons.
Yeah.
You know, Roger comes to him when he's being framed. He hides, but he goes to Eddie because he's like every Toon in Toon Town knows if they're in trouble, they need to find Eddie Valiant.
Right. Stand-up guy respected by Toons, troubled past because of all that, and now he just drinks all the time.
Because a Toon killed his brother, he gave up Toons.
Yeah. Anyway, question 3. Seen cleaning up at Maroon Cartoons while a man plays their signature tune on a saxophone.
Say that again. Cleaning up.
Seen cleaning up at Maroon Cartoons, the studio, while a man plays their signature tune on sax.
Scene cleaning up. Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking. I know the scene you're talking about. It's like one of the opening scenes when he's going to the studio.
You're right.
To talk to what's the guy's name? The guy who owns the studio, RK Maroon.
Mm-hmm.
What does RK Maroon stand for, though?
I don't know,
Is
but
it
I kept
moron?
wondering if he
Like-
was supposed to be. He couldn't have been a parody of
Real?
Walt Disney, but I'm like, are they referencing somebody that I don't know?
Like real crazy moron or something like that, or real kooky moron? I don't know if they're. I don't know. Anyway.
There's a lot of things that flew by that I'm like, is that a reference?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But anyway, so it's in the beginning.
Okay.
I know
Clue 2.
I know there's a man that's sweeping.
Yeah. Okay. They typically come alive in a
my
magical sequence where an iconic character wants some help, and they're here in this movie doing something similar.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
It's the Fantasia. It's the bucket, the sweeps. It's all that stuff, right? It's all those.
Yeah. What are they? What are the characters? The iconic animated characters
Oh my gosh, of Fantasia.
in that sequence
And
of
that's it,
Fantasia?
too.
Yeah.
Is it not just the mop and bucket?
Yeah. The brooms.
The brooms. Yeah, the broom, the mop and bucket.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else was in there.
No, that's
Like
it.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Isn't there a scrubber or I mean, there is,
There
right?
may be, but they were like sweeping stuff up, and then the guy in the sax is like, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-bum,
That's right.
ba-bum, ba-bum,
Making them do, or else they don't do
ba-bum.
it, right? Or else they don't actually clean.
I didn't put that together. But
So would I
yeah.
get a half point for that one?
No, I'll give you 2
Okay.
points. You knew what it was. Yeah. There's a lot of little stuff like that. There's too many animated like cameos to
I mean,
even
because RK
mention.
Maroon says it. He goes, because Dumbo scares him.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got him in half price or something like that.
He said I got on loan something and like half the cast of Fantasia.
Yeah.
And they work for peanuts.
Yeah.
He throws them out to Dumbo. And I like how, because I, as a viewer, was like, oh, that's mean. He just threw the peanuts out. And then in animated fashion, Dumbo just sucks them all up out of the air.
Yeah, and then he like flies past the camera, like,
Yeah.
and then that sound effect of like a plane going by.
You know what I guess really
Pretty cool.
works in this movie, and I think it was well thought through, was you get these animated characters that are all very happy-go-lucky and no stakes. Everything's just fun. Toon Town is ridiculous. There's music playing, la-di-da.
Yeah.
You know? And then you get this real world element. Like, one, it has real implications on human beings. But as the humans and the tunes interact and this plot goes on, you realize, oh, this could have real world stakes for animated characters. It
Yeah.
just does a really good job pulling you in emotionally.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, yeah, I think that's one of the magic of this movie
Yeah.
is exactly that.
All right, number 4. Voiced in this movie by Mel Blanc, and it was one of his final big screen turns.
Mel Blanc.
Mel
Dang.
Blanc, iconic voice of Bugs Bunny, but this is not what this question is about.
Okay.
But this is one of his final deals, was this movie.
Whoa.
This character is known for the spit take insult, "You're despicable."
Bugs Bunny.
No,
Wait, you're despicable.
you're despicable.
Shoot. Man. Okay.
But you know it's Looney Tunes adjacent because it is, he also voiced Bugs Money. Bugs Money.
Bugs Money.
That's like his mobster name.
Bugs Money. You know him as Bugs Bunny. I know him
He
as
set
Bugs
me up, Bugs Money. It's probably a character.
Dude, that's an idea for a movie right there. Dude, nah, I need a second clue.
Okay, that was your second clue. The third is he and a certain other character duel in a speakeasy style club.
Oh, the two ducks
Mm-hmm.
on the piano?
Yeah, which one?
Oh,
Voiced by Mel Blanc, known for the spit take insult, "You're despicable."
it's the black duck. Is it Daffy Duck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
Daffy
is.
Duck. Spit take, that's right.
Yeah.
'Cause the way he
"You're
talks.
despicable."
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Well, did you notice that his hair was different?
I was literally going to say that to you. I was like, what happened to his hair? Is that like a thing that happens in the cartoons? Because I don't know if I ever saw it. Even my kids notice that.
Yeah, and Daffy Duck has he uses his tail feathers as appendages. Did you notice that?
You mean Donald?
Donald, the white duck.
Yeah, that's Donald.
Gosh, I can't
Really
get that
disappointed you don't know the difference between Donald and Daffy. They both mean so much to me.
straight. Like, did you know that? Did you see that?
Yeah,
And
when he's playing both pianos, you mean?
yeah. At first you see his like butt to play, and then you see his foot.
Is there any other cartoon where Donald is actually competent? Because I'm like, in this movie, he's a great piano player. I didn't expect that from him.
Yeah.
He's playing 2 pianos at once. And like you said, with his just little duck toes.
And then with his butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. Okay, I'll give you 2 points because we already talked about that scene, so I know you remember
Betty
it.
Boop is in that. The kids were like, Betty Boop.
Did your kids know who that was?
Yeah, well, they don't know who that is, but they know her because we've gone to this Joe's Cafe in Sterling, and they have a big picture of Betty Boop on the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's Betty Boop.
I think it's funny to consider the sexual undertones in so many of these animated features. Even talk about Betty Boop. I'm like, oh, there's a history of this because I remember that growing up. I'm like, as a kid, you get that it's like a little sensual, but you're a kid, so you don't get what's going on.
Yeah.
The boop, boop, beep, doop, boop. And in this movie, she's there working in the club. Yeah. And she's like, she's been upstaged by Jessica Rabbit, you know?
Yeah.
But, she's kind of out of a job because she's in black and white and she's not in color.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And meanwhile, she's selling camels on a
That's-
tray.
Because that's what they
Very problematic. I think the funny part about watching this with my kids now is so many of these things would never happen now that they were so shocked to see it on screen.
Yeah. Now, remember we talked about this.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the penguins?
It was great. I like that they were there. You primed me for it, so I semi-expected them, and they fit right in. And it really was fun to see them, like you said, in 3D.
Yeah.
And not just in 2D animation, just kind of there walking around.
Yeah.
It was funny when he asked for a scotch on the rocks, and he's like, I mean ice!
Yeah,
and he still brings it.
Still got a rock in there.
Yeah.
Tunes.
Boop, boop, be doop. No, because I had just had a conversation with my kids about Betty Boop, and they were literally the week before not remembering that she was in this.
Yeah.
Like, who's Betty Boop? I'm like, oh, you know. And I was trying to explain the era that she existed in, and then she popped on screen. I'm like, that's who I was talking about. Because, you say things to your kids, and they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. No.
What do you mean a pager? What's a pager? Betty Boop, she was a thing. Cartoons were very sexualized, kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But under the radar now.
And that one, and then in this scene, you see what's his Acme, the guy, what's his name?
Yeah, No, not Marvin. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah.
Yeah, you see the owner of Toon Town, and he's also the guy who's created all the Acme like explosions, all the gag stuff.
The hand buzzer. Did you ever have one of those?
No, I didn't.
I did.
And he sees Eddie Valiant walk in, and instead of like saying hi, he squirts invisible ink on him. And he's like, "It's okay, buddy. Put her there." And he buzzes him. And he's like, "Our bestseller." Really, really funny gag. But then you see him in this scene after the pianos putting on cologne.
He's really into Jessica Rabbit.
He's like, what in the world? And then something about, I forget who said it, if it was Betty Boop or whatever, like, what's got him all, whatever. And she's like,
oh, yeah, it's Betty Boop.
Yeah, because of Jessica Rabbit coming, and he's like, he's really into rabbits, huh?
Yeah, and there is where you get the idea that she was a new character. Nobody, now if you say Jessica Rabbit, people that don't even know this movie may know who she is. Yeah. But in that case, he's expecting a rabbit.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I can PG describe the way she's revealed in this movie out of the curtain.
With her leg first?
Leg first, and then her chest second. It's so inappropriate,
it's
and
so
I'm like,
big. It's like so big.
It's just wild that anybody created this. It definitely wasn't made for kids. But
it was
so funny.
This was what was the rating of this movie?
I don't know. It can't be a 13. It has to just be PG, right? Or is it because of the violence? There are some things that are pretty violent in this that are not like, they're like animated violence.
It's rated PG.
Yeah.
1988, rated PG.
They really had to work hard to get this nestled right into that push the line rating.
Yeah.
There was another bit, and again, Josue, we work in church, Yeah. And I'm like, this is not stuff we normally watch. And I'm watching with my kids too, and they're like, and it's funny to me to see them experience something, and they're like, Dad put this on? And I'm like, sorry, whatever. When she comes into the office after the whole thing to confront Eddie.
Oh yeah, but wait, you're skipping some.
Well, I don't want to miss the plot. I just want to point out that it puts him in a very compromising situation.
Because he's in the bathroom, he's done doing, like, gets
out of a shower, and she just surprised him, and she's in there. And so he's like half dressed. But when she interacts with him and she like bumps into him, and you hear the timpani go bong, and then he bends down to pick up his pants, and stands up and he bumps his head on her, and again it's like, I'm laughing. I'm like,
he's like, I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So we
it is really inappropriate. Yeah, dude.
Was there anything else you wanted to say about that club scene? I didn't want to skip it.
No. So after that club scene, right? So basically, he's been set up to go to this club scene to follow Jessica Rabbit because it's a made up story.
Yeah, the guy posed it to Eddie as, I need you to get compromising photos of Jessica, who's essentially cheating on her husband, Roger, so I can convince Roger to work with me, do what I want him to do.
Exactly.
So he wants Eddie to take these photos as basically blackmail, and he's going to pay him. Did you know what it was?
Oh my God, $100.
$100.
$100.
and he's very excited.
And he pays him $50 up front.
He only gets half up front. Okay, well, let me just tell you, because one of my kids looked this up. $100 would be $1,452 today.
Oh my God.
Because this was in 1947, remember?
Oh, yes. Okay, 1947.
Not the 80s.
The movie took place in 1947.
Yes.
Crazy.
So he goes and he takes these pictures. He finds himself kicked out of the club by that giant gorilla.
He gets kicked out of the club because he follows the Acme guy to Jessica Rabbit's dressing room, and he's like,
you get the sense that he's been in there before with his flowers. He's like, "Oh, Jessica, you did great tonight."
And he looks through like the keyhole, and so the bouncer is like, "What are you doing, chump?" And he's like, "Who you calling a chump? Chimp."
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
He kicks him out into the alley, which conveniently is where the window to her
right there
is.
Yeah.
And he's listening in, and they're playing Patty Cake, and you just hear Patty Cake.
She's like, not today. I have a headache, and he's like, I got what you need right here on the bed. And so you're watching him watch this, and it's like,
no, they're playing Patty Cake. What does Patty Cake mean, guys?
Even the sounds and it's very And Ephraim's like, why is this funny? I'm like, because you know. And then it cuts to Roger Rabbit, who's devastated. He's like, patty cake, no patty cake. And then it cuts to the black and white photos that he took of them literally playing patty cake. And then they start flipping through the photos, and then it basically like an animated flip book. What a great gag. And they're just like, boom.
So stupid.
And again, I'm like, the reason this humor hit for us, and I don't know how it would for anybody else, was because it was so inappropriate.
I did not get it when I was a kid.
No. 100% did not know what was going on.
And I don't know how long it'd been since I've seen this movie, but I don't know if I got it even as a teenager, or maybe I did, and I just don't remember. But it didn't hit quite as well as it did.
It was like, wow, they're not even like, there is very obvious what's going on here.
It's super obvious.
Gee, it was funny. There are a couple things in there that were like funny to me. One, which kind of didn't work, but it was intentionally like this when the big gorilla throws him out. It was a very like unbelievable, whoa, through the air or whatever. And then all the little jokes kind of in there. Like, yeah, chimp or whatever he said, like your monkey suit.
Yeah. It didn't really hit as hard as other stuff.
That stuff just keeps coming though, so it's just part of this world.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's done really well, and I think one of the you just mentioned like the interactions, and I don't want to like skip a bunch of stuff, but basically, the next day they find that same guy who played Patty Cake with Acme. Mm-hmm. He got killed, and they blame it on Roger because Roger freaks out, and before he like jumps out of the studio office, he says, we're gonna be happy, no matter what. Yeah. And it's like, okay, what does he mean by that?
Was Roger in that moment like an angry drunk?
Like a jealous, angry drunk? Yeah, maybe.
Well, I just mean because they gave him the alcohol, and then he kind of goes through the roof and does his siren thing.
Yeah.
But then he's so aggressive, and I'm like, whoa, he really took a turn there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so it's that kind of tees it up for like, okay, Acme died. Who would have motive to kill him?
Yeah.
Oh, Roger does, because he saw those pictures and he went wild and he went crazy. And
if you didn't know by the title, somebody framed Roger Rabbit. Maybe.
So
do you want to get into this? Or do you want me to finish these first?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I only have like 4 more. So and then we'll keep going here. If you're keeping score, Josue has 8. So that's out of a possible 8. Question number 5. This cartoon character, usually a Mel Blanc role as well.
Okay.
But in this one, Joey Alaskey takes the reins here in this movie. Clue number 2, he's a Toon Town hothead who appears as a friend of Roger Rabbit and Eddie Valiant.
A hothead.
Yeah.
Is it not the baby Huey?
No. Clue number 3, he thanks Eddie with an inscribed note that says, "Thanks for getting me out of the hoosgow," inside a certain Toon revolver case.
Whoa. Who gave him, what's his name? Not Wile E. Coyote, what's his name? I don't know his name.
Come on!
Is he the one that gets blasted out of Toon Town?
His butt's on fire?
Yeah, what's his name?
Let me give it to you.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam gave him that?
The revolver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that.
No, not in that moment.
Okay.
Later on in the movie, he opens up the case with the animated revolver and the 6 animated, ammunition in it.
Yeah.
But then I paused it. I was like, "What did that say?" And it said, "Thanks for getting me out of the hoosgow," which I guess is a term for prison
Like
or jail. Yeah. Okay, you knew the scene, but you didn't know the character, so that's a 1
funny.
out of 2 there.
And what's his name? Lionel Richie is one of the
Wait,
voices.
Little Richard?
Little Richard.
Yeah, I was like Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie. Little Richard is one of the voices of the Bullets.
Is it me
Oh,
you're
yeah, he's
looking for?
The one that sings, remember?
I can see
no.
it in your eyes. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the Bullet? No, the sword sings. Frank Sinatra a little bit.
When kids pick that out, I'm so proud. They're like, "Is that Frank Sinatra?" I'm like, "Oh, good job, children." Okay, how about this one? A couple more left here. A deadpan MGM hound voiced surprised by the film's animation director.
Hound?
Mm-hmm. He's exceedingly polite while providing vertical transportation.
Oh yes, the dog in the elevator in Toon Town.
Do you know his name?
I don't know his name.
Going up, sir.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Droopy Dog.
That's his name.
Droopy Dog. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
There were other deep cuts that I knew you wouldn't know their
He
names.
almost
but-
sounds like Marv the Martian.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marv the
they're
Martian.
kind of similar vibe.
Going up, but going up.
Going up, sir. I can't do a Droopy Dog.
Yeah.
How about this Paramount icon? Her original voice was Mae Kessel, who returned for this. So it's the original voice actor. She's still working, just not in color.
Whoa. Betty Boop.
Yeah. So I was good. My last clue was sells cigars, cigarettes at the club.
That's funny.
Yeah, we already talked about her. Okay, last one. So you got that. No, 2 more. This one is voiced here by Sherry Davis. Shows up right near the end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
And clue number 3, this is Universal's mascot with an unmistakable laugh.
Oh my gosh. Woody the Woodpecker.
Very good. Do kids still know who Woody the Woodpecker is?
Oh,
Is
gosh,
that
I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Remember the theme song?
Crazy.
Key change. Okay. He's in the crowd near the end. There's so many other ones. Last one I've got here on my list, voiced by Mel Blanc again, his final major voice role before his death.
Crazy.
He appears at the very end of this movie to deliver a trademark line.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. And then what does he say as he's walking away where he's like, "I really like that." Like as if this was when he first made it up.
Yeah, it's weird. Was it?
No, because this was actually in '88. Looney Tunes had been a thing
that's
forever.
right, yeah.
But I assume, I don't know when Looney Tunes started, they were
because
setting up the timeline.
Maybe they were setting up a timeline. Ooh, that's very meta.
You got 16 out of a possible 18. That's excellent, Josue.
That's great. That's like a B+ right there.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you're right. I was going to give, I was like, nah. Other characters that show up in this, Goofy is here.
In the newspaper also.
Yeah, in the newspaper also. We talked about Dumbo. Clarabelle Cow, if you want a deep cut.
Right. Yep. She's in the background of the studio.
Yep. Ferdinand the Bull
Yep.
is in this. Okay.
There's a lot in
Bill,
that studio.
these are all cameos that are named.
all the way, all the ones in the end of the movie.
So
too.
many. From Alice in Wonderland, Bill the Lizard, which is a super deep cut.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Cheshire Cat. This says he appears in the Toon Town crowd. I didn't see him, so I'm not sure. And the doorknob from Alice in Wonderland.
The doorknob. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't remember seeing it though.
It says briefly during the Toon Town celebration
That's
shot.
so funny.
Let me ask you this: when
sun.
Yeah, was that from anything? Well,
don't
must have
think
been
so. Yeah,
probably. When Jessica Rabbit comes out, her band is that the Storks from Dumbo?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw that and I was like, I think it
Because
is.
they're all like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the Weasels.
I don't
So
remember the Weasels. I don't remember where they're from.
I think because we had just watched the Halloween Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I need to watch that.
I would say you should watch it. We should have watched it for Halloween. Yeah. I think there's a weasel character arc in there, and I think they're the same ones. I don't know if the animation is. It's got to be.
Yeah, I will say so. Now that we've covered that little bit of stuff, whatever, from up until, him getting framed and him going out killing, and now this is the portion where we get introduced to Christopher Lloyd's character,
Judge Doom.
Judge Doom, who is like has a vendetta out, doesn't like Tunes. He's with the Weasels, as we get the Weasels.
He pulls him in. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Weasels are his henchmen.
Henchmen, yeah. They basically set up the whole movie in that, right? Because Bob Hoskins, Eddie Valiant, walks into this like warehouse, and they set up all the cartoon gags that will come up later in the end.
Yeah.
They present the stakes, which is the chalk outline body with the safe right through the head.
That's pretty crazy.
And they're investigating, and then Judge Doom comes in and catches. You get he's going to be the foil for Eddie Valiant. He's sort of in the way.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's got a thing against Tunes. He does not like him.
Yeah, he's got a thing against Tunes. And I want to say, so this is, this movie, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention how well they did a bunch of stuff. Well, not just the cartoon stuff, but the practical stuff. Like the penguins holding the trays, those are real trays and penguins are holding real trays.
Yeah.
And how this whole set, I don't know if you saw that. I mentioned it before, but like the whole set is elevated like 6 feet. So they're on like an elevated stage.
Are you talking about
that whole bar scene where then they're speakeasy or whatever? They're on an elevated set, like they're basically on a second floor, and underneath of them you've got people that are holding these rods with the trays, and they're moving around.
That's
trays,
cool.
So there's no cartoons there, and they're filming this.
Right.
They're moving the trays around the room, all that stuff, whatever, from underneath of them. So there's like these tracks on the ground that have these poles, and then they're drawing in the penguins.
I get how you could spend a lot of money on this movie and why, because it would take a lot of work to pull this off.
Yeah, even for Roger, when he takes the shot of alcohol in the office, it's a metal arm that's just doing the physical movement, and they're drawing right on top of it.
Yeah, cool, very cool animation work
here.
Such
cool stuff,
And because of the fact that like, I don't know, I was even looking at eye lines of characters. It's not perfect. Like you can see, sometimes where you're like, okay, they're not whatever. But most of the time, they did a good job blending them. Talk about Judge Doom. So, and I talked about this last time. One of the things that I remembered was him taking that animated boot, and dropping him in the dip and then pulling it back out. And his hand is like covered with the dripping of the animated destroyed like boot.
Yeah, it's all red, like blood, but the boot was red.
The dip, was this a reference? Well, they specifically said that the ingredients for the dip were turpentine, acetone, and benzene.
Yeah.
Which are just like paint thinner,
I guess,
whatever chemicals that you can get. But I was like, what does that mean? Is that tab? Are they referencing something else? I couldn't tell. It seemed like it was like they were very specifically said what it was, but I don't know why.
Yeah. They're just trying to make you think.
Yeah.
It's
like, we really thought this through. These are real things.
But even him, they like carefully have to animate that shoe in his hand.
Yeah.
And he's physically like moving his hand as if the shoe's fighting back.
Yeah.
All those types of things. The scene where he finally goes home, Roger's in his house, and
in the bed.
That
was funny. The pull down bed, classic.
And he's gotta hide Roger while the weasel's all up in his house, and all the stuff with the water, like the splash. Like, we'll be back, psh, psh, and the water splashes, but it's like the animated touches the water. Like, all of that stuff is just so, the practical engineering is like gone in Hollywood today.
To go back to the bar scene where Jessica Rabbit's singing and she grabs his tie.
Yeah, dude.
Just really well done.
Really crazy. And they do these things intentionally, like when they're in the bar. What's that girl's name?
Dolores's
bar in the back, and Roger hits the light and she has to like stop the light from moving.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff is so well done.
Yeah.
You know? Oh man. Yeah. It's such good stuff.
Bob Hoskins' character Eddie drinks so much alcohol in this movie. Talk about the bar. He's just constantly, they introduce his character and he's drinking. The entire movie, he's emptying a bottle of something, grabbing another. He walks into the bar. He can't afford to drink. She stops him. They have that conversation. And I don't know what he does with that shot, but then he's got that giant glass of something in front
And
of
he
him.
also has it in his in a holster. He's got that bottle in a holster.
Yeah. And then he passes out like in his office drinking, and they wake up the next day and he's got a completely empty bottle of something, and the guy like slams it into a trash can, and then he wakes up and he grabs another drink and is pouring it into a. I'm like, this guy. How are you alive? Your liver has dissolved.
Yeah, he's definitely a drinker.
The lieutenant, did you notice this? That comes into the office, Lieutenant Santino, the guy that brings him over to the whatever, is the same guy that Darth Vader chokes in the original Star Wars.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was like, why do I recognize this man's face?
Recognize him. Oh, that's
Your
cool.
antiquated ways, Lord Vader. You know, I was like, I know his face. Why do I know?
Your lack of faith is disturbing. So good.
Yeah. I took note of some giggle-worthy gags. That's what I'm calling these. Some we already mentioned, but the fact that when Roger zips out of that, like he flies out of the office and he makes a Roger Rabbit shaped hole through the blinds and the window.
Yeah.
Great. The patty cake photo reveal we talked about, and the sound effects for Jessica. There were a lot of dumb like quotes in there too that came that were just sort of jokes. One when he's first like trying to get around and he doesn't have money to ride the trolley.
Oh yeah.
And he hops on with the kids and he's like, who needs a car in LA? We've got the best public transportation system in the whole world, which had to be like, isn't LA notoriously terrible public transportation?
Well, now it is.
What?
I don't know if it was in 88 or in 50. When was this?
47?
47?
Or maybe they're nodding to the fact that it's going to be bad.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they probably are nodding to the fact that it's going to be bad. Yeah.
And then he's on there, I guess, all day because it's sundown when he gets off. And then the kids, he's like, thanks for the cigarettes. Really funny.
What a crazy time. If any of that was true in that time period, what a crazy time.
Oh, yeah.
Things have changed
Oh, yeah.
dramatically.
That's what I mean. Like, looking at this is like some of this was a joke, and then some of it was like, oh, this is kind of was publicly acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't even know. They definitely, yeah. And then Roger, when he's like, he doesn't know Eddie's brother is dead. He's like, where is your brother anyway? He looks like a sensitive, sober fellow. You know, he like pokes right at him. It's like you're drinking too much. Even the rabbit thinks you're drinking too much.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He knows what's up.
I'm sure they did that on. I mean, obviously they did that on purpose. Like just keep drinking.
Oh yeah.
No one's. Yeah. I mean, that's the type of stuff too. As a kid, I went over my head.
Yeah, you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
I like the scene where they're searching for Roger Rabbit and he's hiding because in the back of the bar they're basically like illegally, you know,
Who said from the
prohibition
times?
Yeah. So there's this hidden room back there. To find him, Roger's hiding. I keep saying
Lloyd.
Yeah, I can't. There's so many Christophers. I don't know who he is. Christopher Lloyd.
Lloyd.
And he's like, no animated character can resist shave and a haircut. And he goes around. And he's like, dot 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 dot. And then he hit every wall. And Eddie's like, what kind of ridiculous. And he turns around and sees Roger Rabbit, whose ears are like twisted together. And he's got like smoke coming out of his head because he can't stand it. And he finally bursts through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. He's like, 2 bits. I really enjoyed that.
Stupid. Like the Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this entire movie, like, even though the repercussions of him potentially having commit this crime, Roger, are real world, like he's going to get dropped in this vat of dip. He never acts like it matters. Like way back when, like they were handcuffed together, you know, and he's being chased, and then he pulls his hand out. He's like, "Does this help?" And he's like, "You could have pulled your hand out the whole time." And his whole thing was like,
"No, only when it was funny."
Only when it was funny, and you're like, "Yeah, that was the funny moment to do that." Or even later when Christopher Lloyd's character is about to put him in the dip, and he's like, "Don't you want something, Roger?" And he's like, "Oh, nose plug would be nice," you know.
Yeah, stupid. He's like, "Don't you want a drink?" I'm like, "No, I'm cutting back." He goes, "No, yes you do. No, I don't. Yes you do. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do." Gets him.
Very good. Very good.
So good.
Yeah. So I don't know how much more we can say about the plot, but it definitely escalates.
It definitely escalates. So when he's putting stuff together,
Eddie.
you know, Eddie is he finds on the newspaper clippings, or the not clippings, but the newspaper, he sees that, okay, so the plot was that, hey, Roger's been framed.
Yeah. Acme had a will to give Toon Town to the Toons.
Yep. And they're like, well, where is it?
This
I don't know.
other company is sort of stealthily taking over. What is it, Clover or something like that? They took over the guy's car business. Now they're looking to buy
Toon Town.
Toon Town. Yeah.
So the thing is, okay, if he had a will and all the Toons know it, where is it?
Yeah.
And he doesn't believe that there is one. But when he puts his glass down,
his empty glass, he just pops it down on the newspaper. He
notices that he has in his pocket a picture of something that says, a paper that says will and testament.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, there was a will. And he's like, okay, they are framing him. So now he's on Roger's side.
Yeah.
He starts to put things together like, oh, I think the guy who owns the studio is the guy who's framing Roger. Maroon. Yeah, RK Maroon. Kinds of find out, it's like, no, I didn't want to, I was just trying to, blackmail him for XYZ. Oh, okay. So, but it wasn't you. Who else would have done that? Anyway, it goes back and forth a little bit.
What was it he was trying to blackmail him for? Because we did get that plot. When Jessica confronts him, she says the only reason she was playing patty cake with Acme was because Maroon blackmailed her. Mm-hmm. What was he trying? What was Maroon trying to get out of it? I can't remember that part.
I think to control Roger.
Was that it? Like that's his whole angle? What a terrible guy.
Yeah, for real.
He's just like a seedy, terrible character, but he's not.
Yeah. I think villain. Or did he want to? Did he want to scare what's his face to change the testament, to get the testament, the will?
Maybe. If I have any problem with this movie, it's that the plot got a little convoluted there when I was like, wait, how are we connecting these dots? And then all of a sudden it went boom, boom, boom. And I was like, what?
Yeah, really. It's like, it feels really quickly. He gets him to confess, right? He puts his tie in this.
Like, thing. And like they set up earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
the reel to reel or whatever.
Yeah. They get him he gets him to confess, but he gets him to confess to something else that he did, not actually killing, the Acme. And before he could finish his confession, he gets shot. He gets murdered.
That long barrel comes out of the curtain and just.
Yeah, and when he goes to look at who shot him, he sees Jessica Rabbit running away. So he thinks it's her.
Yeah.
And when he finally catches up to her, it's not her. They find out that it is Judge Doom, right? Doom.
Yeah.
And when they go after him. Actually, does he kidnap?
Doom?
Doom takes Roger.
Yeah, because Roger, when Eddie is chasing after them, Roger's in the trunk of the car. Roger was supposed to be lookout for Eddie, and somebody grabs him.
Which is her.
Jessica, yeah. And then she drives, and then he does this kind of chase with her into Toon Town, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And I think a good moment where he has this conflict of I can't drive through this tunnel to this place because of my brother, all of this stuff. And that's when he kind of goes through all of this in Toon Town. Yeah. We talked about some of that already.
And in Toon Town, that's when they kind of find out, when he catches up with her, that it wasn't her, because Doom is going to try to shoot him, but she saves his life.
That's right.
And it's like, no, it wasn't me. It was what's his face. But by the time everything happened, I was already running around. Anyway. And they go back to the scene of the crime where Acme died. They go back to that place.
Yeah, the warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah. Because it's on the border. It's right on the border of Toon Town.
Yep. And so because there is no will, technically, this dude gets to buy Toon Town. Doom. And he wants to buy Toon Town to kind of destroy Toon Town so he can build a freeway.
This man was so excited about building a freeway and everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Gas stations everywhere, fast food, tire salons, which are apparently a thing.
Yeah. And
car dealerships.
And in that time, he's like, You're crazy. Nobody wants that.
That lame brain freeway idea could only be cooked up by a tune.
Which is funny that because they have some of the craziest freeways.
The tunes?
Yeah, no, L.A.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess both. I don't know. We got some nutso ones here.
Yeah, it's true.
Time to go through the
Their
beltway.
traffic, California traffic is notoriously terrible.
Yeah, but his obsession with a freeway, I'm like, I feel like this means more than I realize because it's so silly.
He wants to make a tune that wants to make a buttload of money, basically, because if he owns the land, the government pays him for freeways. The government pays. He gets the
right.
He's the landlord of all of the.
Yeah, he
gas
cares so
stations,
little
everything.
about the tunes. He wants to take it and use it for his own gain.
Yeah, but if it's tunes and you throw this dip on them, because he's got a vat of dip that he's gonna like just hose them all down.
Yeah, he's got a giant machine full of all this dip and a hose. Yeah,
how does that turn into like real life land? How come it doesn't turn into like a void in space?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because, well, I mean, that
there's
shoe,
no logic.
That shoe melted.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They're too busy cracking jokes when Eddie was like, nice booby trap.
Oh, that's right.
Like, come on. Very low-hanging fruit.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know what was the thing that was happening, and all of a sudden the whatever, what do you call it? The booby trap. What was happening to make the booby trap happen?
Well, you don't know.
So one of the weasels, I guess, was going to do something to Jessica Rabbit.
Is this after she was tied up or before?
After.
I can't remember.
And I guess the weasel was going to do something and got too close to her boobs, and then
too close. Forget too close. He had his hand down in there.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it was.
And then like what do you call the traps?
Yeah, it's like a bear trap.
The bear trap in her chest clamps down on his hand, and he's like, nice booby trap.
Nice booby trap. It just kind of flew by. I'm like,
Stupid.
come on, what a dumb and well-placed joke.
It's pretty smart.
And then they tie her and Roger up and put them on a crane with this, and that's that big climactic scene at the end. Which again, I feel like if anybody has seen this movie, is probably the scene you remember.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Not just because of not the hose part, but the way Doom goes down. But constantly, like, it's this race against the clock where the hose is getting closer and closer, and it's just blasting all that dip. Yeah.
And that whole the classic gag of somebody getting smushed by a
steamroller.
Like a steamroller. That happens.
Yeah.
And that's how they find out that dun dun dun, he's actually a tune.
The way, Christopher Lloyd's character.
Christopher Lloyd character.
But the way that it goes down, right? Because they put glue on him. So all the gags that were set up at the beginning of the movie, like I mentioned, the hammer, the animated hammer with the fist that comes out, right? Or the things he's about to steamroll Eddie, and he has one of those animated potholes that he puts down, to get himself out of whatever he's trapped in.
He's trapped magnetically. The magnet's around his waist against some metal. He can't get out. So the hole that he puts on it
through the magnet. He breaks the magnet open. I don't know how physics of that work. Doesn't matter. And then the sword, the singing sword, shows all that stuff, which was funny.
It's funny, yeah.
But then they glue Doom. The steamroller is coming, and he's somehow oblivious. Yes, they glue him to the floor. And then once he gets out, he's like pushing against the steamroller, and it glues him to the steamroller. And in my worst nightmare, this is what happens where the steamroller is just like
it's crazy.
Slowly, and literally the words out of Clark's mouth were like, well, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. And I thought he was so right, because that's the part that sticks out in everybody's brain is him screaming and just slowly getting flattened.
A great job. The yelp. The
Christopher Lloyd. He
yelling.
screams like you want Christopher Lloyd to scream.
Oh my
he
gosh,
just
so good.
Goes down. Yeah. And you find out he's a tune, not only a tune.
They're like, Eddie, look. And he comes back, like just peels off the floor, all like wobbly and flat. And then what does he do? Does he do the like classic?
Yeah. How does he reinflate? Was that it?
I think so.
But of course, he's the tune with the red eyes.
Yep.
That was the one that mysteriously dropped a piano on his brother.
Yep.
So now it's like, oh,
you remember me, Eddie?
You remember me, Eddie?
When I talked
like this. really nightmare
Sorry
fuel.
about your ears, guys.
Nightmare fuel for every person who ever saw this as a child.
With the freaking like swirly red eyes, crazy.
They never really showed him completely what he looked like besides his eyes, right?
No, because once he melted, they were like, "What is that? A rubber mask?"
Well, because even when his eyeball was like bulging out, or what happened to his eye where he had to like go like hide, you know what I mean? When he tripped over all the like the eyeballs.
Oh, that's right. They never,
At some point, but I knew because my kids didn't know what was going to happen, and they're like, "Why is he covering his eye?" And I couldn't remember exactly when the reveal happened, but of course that's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they didn't want to show the red eye. Oh, because it's all those white marbles on the ground.
Yeah.
He trips on the white marbles. He falls. His eyeball probably falls out, and he can't tell which one is which. And so he's like, "Crap, I can't."
Yeah.
And then does he get up and leave?
Yeah, he like disappears and then he
disappears.
comes back.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know. So movie ends. Spoiler if you don't know, that. So he.
Oh well, so he at the end of the movie, he's like, "Hey, Roger, why don't you?" Well, because remember when like I said, like I mentioned before, Acme like squirts invisible ink on Eddie.
Yeah. Wait, can we just say so?
Yeah.
Judge Doom gets killed by the dip, right? It's like the dip that eventually
that's right.
his own dip that kills him.
It is, yeah, because when he's about to get killed and he uses the
The machine, the hose, the whatever, all that stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
He gets steamrolled. He comes back up. He inflates himself. We find out that he's the guy who killed his brother. And he's going after Eddie, but because he's a Toon, now he reveals that he can turn his hand into a huge saw.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so
how did I forget that? It's so weird.
Yeah, he starts to like show him that I'm going to saw you up. I'm going to cut right through you.
He's just out to terrify him.
Like spinning blades. And Eddie finds the hammer, gets out of the way. The hammer misses the bad guy.
Yeah.
Hits the vat.
That's
opens up a valve, and it just pours right onto him.
And then
he melts.
again, he dies a terrible death twice.
Twice, yeah, exactly. This time he really does die.
And I really did wonder, like, because they emptied the entire machine of all the dip. Like, they're going to kill everybody that comes in there. How do you even, and they just open up all the fire hydrants?
Yeah, he just opened up the water and it just washed it
Which
all
doesn't
away.
make any sense to me. Even a human touching all that turpentine and whatever else.
It would be pretty bad.
Yeah. Sorry. So then they get Roger and
happens.
Jessica down.
They get him down, and then
they're professing their love to each other on that. Like,
it's so funny. And then the because the steamroller opened up a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
All of the Toons come out.
Yep.
And they're like, "Ooh, what happened?" And like, "Oh, hooray, the bad guys."
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West demise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's like, "Man, but what are we going to do? Because there's some other person's going to want to buy this place. I don't know how the Toons know the guy's plot. Because remember, he says, well, without the will, somebody else is going to come over here and want to build a highway."
Who says that?
One of the Toons.
Oh.
And I'm like, wait, they weren't in the room when he revealed that was his plan?
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, he's like, well, hey, why don't you read her that love note you got, Because he used the will.
Yes. Roger, when he left so devastated that his wife was playing patty cake with another man, his way of acting out wasn't to kill her. It was to write her a love note.
Yep.
On just a blank piece of paper that I found with lipstick.
Yep.
And this blank piece of paper happens to come back to the invisible ink that the guy squirted on him that reappeared on his shirt. We realize, he's like, was it Roger read this, right?
Yep,
or somebody read this?
Roger, read this. And he starts reading it, and the ink reveals that it is the will and testament, and it says that, in perpetuity, Toon Town will go to the Toons.
Yay.
And they're like, yay, everything's good, and we get to control our land,
We get to control our land. It's whatever. It's a very happy ending.
Yeah, and then you get the
that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Did you watch this with all of your kids?
No.
Any of them?
No, just a little bit with Eva. That's all. I want to rewatch it with the other two kids because this week was crazy. I broke my foot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it was like timing was all over the place.
You're like the doctor's trying to talk to you. Like, I got to finish this movie.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, we have to go back and I have to go back and enjoy this with them again, which I'm happy to do.
Overall, my kids definitely said that they would. We're talking about what we think of this now. I'm just bookmarking it for myself later when I have to put it in the show notes. They did say they would watch it again. So even though like they were weirded out by it, but I think in a good way where it like shook them up, like, oh, well, okay, unexpected, funny moment. They enjoyed the handcuff moment came up. So some of those animated gags came up a couple, but it was definitely, it was more sexual than I thought it was going to be. It was a comment I got. And their comment was they could have developed the backstory a little bit more. Because that was kind of quick, the brother dying and all that.
Yeah.
So I think, like we said, I think it was a little bit intentional. Like,
would a prequel be cool? I'm calling for it. Robert Zemeckis prequel. That'd be awesome.
Could it be good? I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Like, well, how did Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit meet?
I don't know. Maybe.
What was her maiden name? And
what was her maiden name?
Give us a little like, I don't know.
If you
story background for Theodore, why did Theodore get, we know why we don't know why he got killed. We know he got killed, but what was the investigation that led
so
to
if
his
you
murder?
saw a prequel of this movie, you'd want it to be another case.
Yeah,
they're working. Would it be his last case, or would it be something back further?
I think it would be the last case that led to the murder and just the downfall of Eddie Valiant.
Yeah.
And the love story, like the background story would be the love story between Roger Rabbit and Jessica.
Because that Roger has got moves. Even Betty Boop was jealous.
Yeah. He was like, what a lucky rabbit. What did he say?
No, Betty Boop was like, yeah, what a lucky girl.
Yeah,
what a lucky goyle.
Yeah.
What a lucky goyle.
Because apparently Roger is a catch.
Yeah. So yeah, I hadn't seen this in such a long time. I can't recommend it on a what's a word? Like clean. If you want a nice clean movie to watch with your children, this is not it. But they're probably not going to get the jokes.
No, I say it's worth watching.
Oh yeah,
watch it with your 2-year-old. I don't know. See what happens.
There's always that line with your kids, where it's like over their head. Maybe they know something's going on here, and then they're like, wait a second.
It's like a good test to be like, do I need to talk to them about this stuff yet or not?
No.
Watch them be like, nope, they don't get it yet. Cool.
Yeah.
I can hold off.
I wonder, like that just awakened something in me.
You've got pictures of Jessica Rabbit on their wall.
It was very like, yeah. The comment in the room was like, that dress would not stay on her body.
The proportions, I don't think she would be able to like just keep herself,
No, they
vertical.
took some liberties there. I do not know where she hid that bear trap.
Well, she's a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. She's a cartoon. It is a bit like
she's probably got dynamite in that dress.
I don't think you could make that now.
Dynamite. Anyway,
I don't think you can make that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Or she's got a pile of bricks in there. She's a brick house.
You're really going all out with it. Like if you tried, like you're saying, to do a prequel or whatever, I don't know if in this day and age, in this year, in this time, you could do this.
Yeah.
Without...
She might have a lot of junk in her trunk. I don't know.
Definitely. But you know what I'm saying? Like it was so hypersexualized that I don't think that stuff flies now.
I don't think it. Yeah. I think it'll fly. I think it would fly. I think people need to be a little less uptight, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, because this came out at a time where you were using the medium to do something so unique and creative that took a lot of work.
Yeah.
What would the equivalent be? Because we talked about the new
Today?
Space Jam. It really flopped because it was like, no, this veered too off center and wasn't better.
Oh, the new one, yeah.
You'd have to go back to old school animation. And then would kids today still appreciate that?
I don't know. I think older people like us appreciate it because we know what it takes. I think people that, know the uniqueness or the hard parts of putting something like this together the way they did.
Yeah.
There's an appreciation there of that with CG and all that stuff. It's just a computer did it. Or
yeah.
You don't know if AI did it. And it's just like, meh.
Yeah, you need something else.
And the humor has to be different. you know, like the humor in this worked because I don't know, they were just, you know, I don't know why the humor worked.
It would be hard to do it. You'd be hard pressed to do it again and make it successful because, you know, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings to The Hobbit, you know, where you're like, wow, the scale of this is getting so much bigger, but somehow it doesn't hit because it just doesn't feel as tactile anymore. It didn't feel like the same organic amount of hard work went in, and not that a lot of work still went into it.
Yeah.
But man, you'd have to, what would it be? I don't know.
Is there something about like the fun that they had with making it?
Maybe that
Probably,
too.
the uniqueness of it.
And you have all these original, like the fact that Mel Blanc was voicing some of these characters, or some of the other original animated cast are still around for this, I think really made it something special in the moment.
Well, and the actors too. I mean, Christopher Lloyd did such a great job.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Hoskins was great. The girl who plays Dolores, she did a good job.
She fit the role really well.
The accent, you know, she fit the role really well.
The little baby.
Yeah.
My stogie!
where he goes under that lady's skirt and looks up real quick. Sorry, toots.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah, and I don't know. Was that his mom or was it his?
No way. No, she's his side piece.
Assistant. I don't know because he's like, go get me. What does he?
Maybe assistant.
What does he tell her to go get? And then he smacks her in the butt.
Yeah.
Like that stuff, it doesn't, wouldn't fly today.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but at the same time, it's like, doesn't it? I mean,
I don't know. I think the humor would land very differently.
I guess, but that's the thing. It's like if you can't do that anymore and you can't have like outlandish fun like that anymore, then
I think you can. I just think it's the way that the tone of it is going to be a little different.
I guess. If it's a guy doing it, if it's a woman doing it to a guy, now it's appropriate apparently. So I don't know.
Little baby girl slapping a guy on the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Toots.
Yep. Yeah. It's the same thing, but just
So as scandalous as it is, I'd say it holds up.
I think it holds up for sure. It is definitely a time capsule movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, wherever you guys are listening, let us know what you think. We would love to know your thoughts on this. If you've seen it before, or especially if you haven't, and then you watch it, I would really love to hear what people think about this.
This is a good suggestion.
Yeah, good job, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know in the comments. You can let us know. You can even message us on Instagram if you want. And of course, all those links are at WDYT.show.
Yeah.
We want your input, and we want to know, hey, if there's other animated or real life movies or just something off, kilter that you remember watching growing up that scarred you for the rest of your life that you're like, you need to watch this. Let us know at ideas@WDYT.show. Yeah. One last thing to close things off today. I don't have any loops to close because thankfully we were all correct last time. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know.
We probably have some loops from this one.
Yeah, I know. I have a couple. We're going to call this segment WDYT Wonderings. And you can just pick one of these questions to answer. And if you guys want to let us know in the comments, you can do that too. Here are your options. Either which studio's cartoon would you most want to cameo you? So what studio, like Warner Brothers cartoons, Looney Tunes, the Paramount ones, the Disney ones or whatever, would you most like to interact with? Or why do all the best cartoon worlds have terrible plumbing? Can we talk about plumbing in cartoon world?
Plumbing.
Or if you just want to tell me how many tunes is too many tunes. Because I think we really hit the border here.
We did. We hit a lot of tunes. I honestly would want a cameo more in a Animaniacs, Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Tunes. That would be awesome.
It's too bad this took place before that took off, because they would definitely have a role in this.
Yeah, because they skyrocketed in fame. Or either Animaniacs. Yeah, definitely Animaniacs, but it'd be really cool. The Good Feathers. Interacting with the Good Feathers would be funny.
To just have them, to interact with them would be really funny. I'm trying to think, because honestly, that scene where Roger goes into the office and messes it all up really stressed me out.
Yeah.
It really, I was like, you're going to have to clean all that up. What a mess. I'm trying to think what tune just wouldn't ruffle my feathers that much that I would actually get along with, because I don't want a Goofy in my life that's going to do the same exact thing. Even Bugs Bunny is
probably a Mickey.
Yeah, maybe. Friendly. We go on a boat ride. You know?
Yeah. The old Mickey.
The old Mickey, though, he was a bit more
What is it,
mischievous.
Steamboat Mickey?
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe more of an action adventure, you know? Like we'd think of like hitting an X-Men, you know, animated series or
I guess, yeah.
Thundercats.
But that's Fox. Well, it was Fox before. Now it's Disney, Marvel. It's
The
all Marvel.
awesome thing about this movie that I think I'm trying to think of a way to bridge that gap is the like the animated car in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that would be like, oh, this would actually enhance my life if this cartoon character or this movie studio came into my life, and it would be like a benefit.
Yeah, Batman.
Well, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Honestly, yeah, the
It'd be
Justice League.
It'd be a real Bruce Wayne. If I was buddies with Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I like that. Justice League. Bring me the Justice League.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think. We only have a couple episodes before the end of the year, end of the season, which I'm happy and sad because we're going into holiday mode.
Yep.
If you don't already know this, folks, next week is Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So start thawing your turkey in a couple of days.
Turkeys, hams, yams.
What are you going to
potatoes.
be doing this year with your turkey? Anything special?
We're probably what is it called? What's the term? I don't want to say this incorrectly. Spatchcock it.
I don't know what that is.
This is when you like split them right down the middle, spread them out.
Oh, you said this. Yeah, that's right. Last year.
Get more of an even cook on the turkey with a more crispy outside.
Yeah. Well, even though next
Pretty
week
good.
is a holiday, you know, podcast day is Thursday and Friday if you're on YouTube.
Yep.
We will be releasing an episode.
That's right.
It's going to be shorter. It's going to be a mini-sode, and it's going to be perfect for your Thanksgiving celebrations.
Yeah. Bring it to the table.
Bring it to the table. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be really good. And then we have a couple fun things planned around the corner after that.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, everybody, thank you to everybody who has listened, liked, subscribed, and given us 5 stars.
Yep.
Appreciate those 5-star reviews.
Love seeing
especially.
stars.
Love all of the stars. Yeah, sorry, not birds. Stars, please. Yes, and thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I guess enjoy cooking that turkey and those mashed potatoes.
Yes, sir. We will.
And watching Charlie Brown. We'll see you
right,
next
everybody.
time on What Do You Think of This?
Peace.
Bye.